Are you ready to unravel the mysteries of chess rules? From scoring a victory with an illegal move to executing the elusive Asan maneuver that seems to defy logic, chess is full of surprises. In part 1 of our video, we'll embark on a journey to demystify 10 essential chess rules that not only everyone should know, but also wish they had mastered earlier. Here at ChessFlix, we'll teach you to elevate your game to new heights as we unlock the secrets of chess mastery. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all our chess content. Rule number 1. The Stalemate Conundrum. Have you ever found yourself in a stalemate situation, unsure of how to proceed? Stalemate, a rule that often catches players off guard, can turn a winning position into a draw in the blink of an eye. This rule can emerge unexpectedly, leaving players frustrated enough to punch their screens or flip the board in exasperation, especially in over-the-board play. Simply put, the stalemate occurs when a player's king is not in check, yet they have no legal moves available. This results in a draw. For instance, imagine a scenario where the black king is cornered by a rook on square b7, with no legal moves to make. Even if we introduce additional pawns, the outcome remains the same due to the lack of available moves for black. This rule can be particularly vexing, as it can transform a seemingly winning position into a draw, much to the chagrin of players, regardless of their color. Rule number 2. The Peril of Illegal Moves. Playing an illegal move can spell disaster in a game of chess. Whether it's mistakenly moving your king into check, placing a piece on the wrong square, or any other illicit maneuver, the outcome is the same: loss of the game. Should you err and make an illegal move for the first time, your opponent has the right to pause the clock and summon an arbiter. The arbiter will issue a warning and add time to your opponent's clock. However, repeating the offense seals your fate, resulting in an automatic loss. This protocol is typically enforced during over-the-board play, as online platforms like chess.com prevent players from making illegal moves. It's a rule designed to uphold fairness and integrity in the game, in my view. Rule number 3. White moves first. A historical quirk? Ever wondered why white moves first in chess? Is there a deeper meaning behind this age-old tradition, or is it simply a matter of convention? One prevalent theory suggests that historically, black pieces were deemed fortunate, leading to a decision to grant white the first move for balance. Another rationale stems from the necessity of having a standard protocol to avoid confusion during gameplay and in the naming of openings. Thus, the convention of white moving first was established. It's important to note that the rule itself doesn't specify white pieces, rather it pertains to the lighter colored pieces. Therefore, whether it's sky blue or dark blue pieces, the lighter colored set always moves first. This tradition is a product of centuries-old conventions, not racial bias or discrimination. Rule number 4. The enigmatic en passant. Continuing forward, we encounter the enigmatic Asan. This rule often sparks skepticism among players, with many doubting its existence and attributing it to either cheating or spontaneous invention. However, Asan is a legitimate special move involving pawns, albeit one that can be challenging to grasp fully. Derived from the French term en passant, it entails a pawn advancing 2 squares from its starting position and landing adjacent to an opponent's pawn. In this scenario, the opponent has the option to capture the advancing pawn diagonally, subsequently positioning their piece behind it. It's essential to note that this maneuver can only be executed immediately after the initial pawn move and is not permissible on subsequent turns. Rule number 5. The 50-move draw. In chess, patience is indeed a virtue. The 50-move draw rule, designed to prevent endless games, can be a game-changer in certain situations. But how does it work, and when can you claim a draw? According to this rule, if both players complete 50 moves without executing a capture or pawn advancement, either player can assert a draw. The rationale behind this rule is to prevent games from stagnating indefinitely in situations where victory becomes unattainable. Should a player suspect that the stipulated number of moves has transpired without capture or pawn movement, they have the prerogative to pause the game, halt the clock, and solicit the arbiter to verify the sequence of moves. Rule number 6. The 75-move draw. Another regulation akin to the 50-move draw is the recently implemented 75-move rule. Now, you might be pondering the purpose of the 75-move rule when the 50-move rule already exists. Well, here's the distinction. While reaching 75 moves entails passing through the threshold of 50 moves, the 75-move rule mandates an immediate cessation of the game, unlike the 50-move rule, which grants players the choice to continue or claim a draw. Rule number 7. The double hand dilemma. The double hand rule dictates that during over-the-board play, a player cannot execute a move with one hand while activating the clock with the other. Should you violate this rule by, for instance, moving a piece with your left hand and then subsequently striking the clock with your right hand, your opponent has the prerogative to halt the clock and report the infraction to the arbiter. In response, the arbiter may issue a warning and potentially deduct time from your opponent's clock. However, there will be no second warning, and repeating the offense could result in forfeiting the game. Rule number 8. Promotion Protocol Pawn. This rule, known as the double-handed rule, also extends to pawn promotion. When advancing your pawn to your opponent's back rank and preparing to promote it to a new queen, it is imperative to adhere to the rule stipulating that you cannot remove your pawn with one hand and then introduce your new queen with the other. Both actions must be executed using the same hand to ensure fair play and uphold the integrity of the game. Rule number 9. Promotion Protocol Castling. Similarly, when castling, the procedure must be conducted using one hand. You should first lift your king, relocate it to its designated square, and then using the same hand, seize your rook and maneuver it accordingly. Rule number 10. The Majesty of Castling. Castling, a cornerstone of chess strategy, can turn the tide of a game in an instant. But when is the right time to castle, and what are the rules governing this special maneuver? The concept of castling is a strategic maneuver involving both the king and a rook. Castling is among the initial special moves taught to players, and its importance cannot be overstated. This maneuver enables the king to relocate 2 squares towards a rook, subsequently positioning the rook on the opposite side of the king, thereby enhancing the king's safety and removing it from immediate danger. There are 2 options for castling: long castling, also known as queenside castling, and short castling or kingside castling. Both options are highly effective and should be prioritized when establishing your opening strategy. To execute castling, both the king and the rook must be positioned on their starting squares, and castling cannot be performed if either piece has been previously moved. However, certain scenarios may prevent castling from being executed effectively. And there you have it, 10 essential chess rules decoded and demystified. Which rule surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below, and look out for part 2 of our video very soon, where we reveal the other 10 chess rules everyone must know. If you enjoyed our content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating insights into the world of chess. Until next time, this is ChessFlix, where every move tells a story. Checkmate. Missed any of our previous captivating chess content? Don't let it slip away. Click on the video on your screen to revisit the brilliant stories and fascinating games that have left their mark on the chess world.